we're looking pretty good with the addition of the extra leather down here. Now, the fact that this is working out so well, I got another one that a customer inquired about that was worse than this one, and I may take that on. Sometimes I just dig a challenge. What I need to do is I need to just kind of fill in a little spots, and I'm just going to do that by taking something like this, and I'm just going to kind of skive it down. So we'll skive it really, really thin. I'll have to get rid of my cutting mat because I can't skive on that. But then I'll be able to fill in just these little areas up here. It's the only place that it really needs to. The rest of it came out pretty good. I'm going to hand sand a little bit to get the roundness better. And then, by golly, this worked out so well, I think I got a new method here. I'm quite happy with it. Forgot to tune you in, but I've sanded down my first layer of patches. I guess I'm going to call them patches. You know, they're just filling in some spots that might have been a little low, mostly around where the paper handle met the leather that I added. So down here, we're just added some patches. A little down here, because needs a little bit more bulk there, which I'll probably sand a lot of that off. And that's really, really super thin piece of leather there. Most of these patches are really, really, really thin. I mean, a lot. You couldn't measure, they're less than an ounce. So we're going to go with that right now. I'm going to let everything dry real well. I don't like to work these patches down until it is super, super set up. I've got the handle all sanded on the ends. It feels pretty good, because going by feel is the best way to figure that. So it feels like everything is nice and relatively even, and it should work out pretty well. So I just put another layer of tan coat on it. I'm going to let that dry completely. In the meantime, got my piece of sheepskin, and I'm just going to dye this. My customer said whatever color brown I wanted. So I don't know if that means brown or a light brown. I don't know. So I'm just going to use, I got Phoebing's dark brown, one of the colors I like to use. I think that's about all I'm going to do today. Well, to this. Other projects too, other stuff's getting done. I want to get started on at least cutting out my Western holster. And I'm not sure what I want to tool onto it, but I'm going to tool something onto it. Should be pretty cool. I hope. That is my hope. Other than that, I'm not going to do nothing else today. Got that dyed. Some of it will soak through, as you can see on the back, which is fine. And let this sit for a little while and see what the color does. May have to go over it a little bit again. Not a big deal. Other than that, I don't have anything special going on. So I've got all my work done, and I'm pretty happy with where it's at. There's a couple little spots that I'm just going to hit with some sandpaper just to excuse me, just kind of knock down a high spot or two. And a little sanding will help the glue to stick better too. All right, all I needed to do is get that scuffed up a little bit so the glue sticks good. Excuse me. I am going to... I probably only need one coat of glue, and that's just because the stitching is what's going to hold it. So let me have my leather. And that's ready to go, so I'll just start getting some glue on stuff. I want to make sure that I have everything sanded that I want. Good thing I checked. Apparently I didn't get this part as well as I thought I did. Much better, much better. So I'm going to get my leather wet first, just because it seems to work better that way. I just have my squirt bottle. I use distilled water just because I can. Just because. You can use tap water, it's fine. And I usually will put the glue on it after I have it soaked down to where I want it. You can glue right over the water, right over the moisture. It's fine, the glue's still gonna stick. You don't want puddles of water sitting on there, because you don't need puddles. Just gotta wet her down nice so it's nice and pliable. We'll let that sit for a bit. And I should have some. Thought I had some paper towels around, but apparently probably in the cabinet. And I'm too lazy to go up to the cabinet right now. I'm going to keep my handle in my clamp here, just because it'll be a little easier to deal with. I have to thin my glue out a little bit here too, but not right now. So some of the stuff that I do with these handles, this comes from past experience on other projects. I have done several of these handles, but everyone's got to be treated a little bit different. And it's just like doing, the vintage holster repair. Every holster's different. Oh, come on. I may do a second coat yet. This is all ready to get glued up as well. Alright, so I'm going to let this sit and set up. I am going to put another coat of glue on the handle. I might do both pieces yet. Just because by the time that's ready to go, that's going to be maybe too dry. That's pretty good. But I'll probably put another second coat on just for giggles. I'm going to thin my glue out a little bit. And I'll be right back. I'm going to try to do this the best I can so that you can see what I'm doing. But you need to bear in mind that I'm going to be stretching the leather. I'm going to be manipulating it. So you may not get to see everything as well as you would like. But I want to start in the middle. And I'm just going to kind of go centered. And I need to get that out of my way. Oh no. Got a pile of clips out here because as I'm going around I'll be clipping it. The hardest part is getting everything centered. So you want to try to have your seam centered over the whole handle. And I'm the first to tell you, you're not going to get it centered every time. You're going to do the absolute best that you can. And really, can't ask much more than that. Now is when I have to start trimming some away. And you don't want to get crazy doing the trimming either. You want to make sure you still leave plenty there. So that it can be manipulated a bit. I'm trying to leave 3/8 to a 1/2 inch. Just kind of hanging out. As you can pretty much tell, pretty well centered. Now, unfortunately, as it dries, there isn't a lot we can do for it. The clips are going to leave a mark. You'll never see the mark because your stitch line is going to be there. Pretty happy with how that's centered. That's hard. You aren't going to be able to see it on camera, of course, but I think we got that pretty good. I know we all want to see it all nice and smooth, but you're not ever going to get that. Just go in the corners here. And there we go. I know it looks dark, very dark right now. it won't once it dries. So right now, I'm just going to set it aside, move on to something else, because this just needs to dry, and it'll take at least 24 hours. So I might be back here tomorrow evening. It's a little after 4 now, almost 4:30. And we'll be back at this.